We have some very important business that we need to take care of. Tiki is unaware because he's going to be a good juror. Mm-hmm. I am mostly unaware as a good judge, but Shaun Morash committed what is being called crimes against sports-manity over the weekend. And so in the only fair way we know how, we have hired a prosecution, Tommy Lugauer. Shaun will represent himself as the defense. And Shaun Morash he's going on trial right now. That's just the reality.
Oh, am I?
What did you do, Shaun?
I don't know. And for the audience, we're about to find out every detail. So, ladies and gentlemen, we turn the show over to the lead prosecutor, the only prosecutor, the Honorable Tomas Lugauer.
Evan, Tiki, Shaun, everybody in the tri-state area. Shaun Morash, all season long, banged the drum for the Rangers. He was cocky. He was brash. He was arrogant. He drew parallels to 1994. He said all season long, the Rangers are winning the cup. This team is different. This team is different. This team is different. And then he took shots at fellow Ranger fans when they wanted to give up. He even took shots at the great Boomer Esiason, the godfather of Ranger fans on this station, saying Boomer represented the old Ranger fan, the scared Ranger fan. And Shaun anointed himself the voice of the young Ranger fans. I am going to lead us. I am going to lead us to a Stanley Cup, much like Mark Messier did. Shaun guaranteed victory all year long. And then Shaun, including knocking Ranger fans, he went after Islander fans. He went after Devil fans. In fact, after they won at MetLife Stadium, he did this, Islander fans. He even took shots at the son-in-law, the great Matt Martin. He even got into it on Twitter with the great Sidney Esiason. All good.
Wow.
All part of the business.
You went there, Shaun?
Oh,
wow.
Sure did. Sure did. Took pot shots at everybody, poked the bear, did all the things he could do. And then, on Saturday night, as Shaun sat there and was arrogant as ever going into that game, Game 6, season on the line, after the first period with the Rangers down 1-0, he quit. He threw in the towel. He said, no mas. The lights got too bright. He didn't want to deal with it anymore. The pressure, the weight, the heaviness of the Rangers, blue collar, the big brother in this town, the weight of that on his shoulders, it was too much for him. Couldn't handle it. He said no mas. He threw in the towel. Okay, so he turned his back on Ranger fans. That's what he did to the Ranger fan. Then after the game, he did something that was, it was much worse. It was much worse. He deactivated his Twitter account.
What?
And he limited the amount of comments. You people, our fans, we're not here without you, by the way. He limited the amount of comments you can make on Instagram. That's what he did. He didn't allow the great people of Long Island, where I'm from, where Shaun's from, where Evan's from, where most people that listen to our station are from. He didn't allow you to make a comment so Shaun could get his comeuppance. The Devil fans, I know there's not a lot of you, but you're the great people of New Jersey, didn't give you a chance. He did not give the chance for you guys to finish your story. He ran and hid. That's soft. That's weak. If you're going to be cocky, if you're going to be brash, if you're going to be arrogant, if you're going to be a bully, then guess what? When you lose, you can't skip the podium. You can't skip the podium. You want to be a voice? You want to be Boomer? You want to be Evan? You want to be the leader? You want to be like me, the leader of the Knicks fans? Then don't skip the podium. Man up, sack up, stop being a baby and crying, and then the next day you pulled the martyr card. I don't understand why people attack the Ranger fans. Because you ran and hid. And hockey in this town, to me, what makes hockey great, unlike any other sport, 3 teams. So when you're the Ranger fan and you bang that drum and you're cocky and you're brash, you have 2 other teams that are coming and they're looking for blood. And Ranger fans also look for you as a leader to see what you said after the game. You skipped the podium. And if an athlete did that, you'd crush him. If a coach did that, you would crush him. You ran and you hid.
We thank Tommy Lugauer laying out the opening statement in the prosecution against Shaun Morash for crimes against Sports-Manity.
That was extensive.
That was. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaun Morash, the floor and the microphone is yours in a fair defense. Go ahead. Shaun, the floor is yours. You have a chance to defend yourself. He is done, yes.
I mean, there's nothing to defend, but this is stupid. Lugauer wants to make a gimmick about a Ranger elimination. Look, bottom line is this. I was in a buddy's wedding Saturday morning, got really drunk starting around 8 a.m., continued to drink through the Ranger game, The Rangers lost in heartbreaking fashion, and rather than curse people out unfairly and get myself fired, I just hit deactivate on Twitter for half an hour, came back, had a couple waters, and calmly put it. That's it. All there is to it. The only thing I'll say that I think I heard you say, which I don't even know how is possible, I limited comments on Instagram. Look, I hate to sound like a dad. I wouldn't even know how to do that if you showed me 16 times. So, look, it was a really tough loss. I was really emotional about it. And rather than say something that got myself fired, I just deactivated and came back half an hour later. Don't really know why Lugauer has to make a team and a sport he doesn't care about him, but he managed to turn the weekend about him. So that's it.
Quote, when the Knicks got eliminated, I didn't skip the podium. I stand by my teams, and with all of you, win or lose. Morash threw in the towel in the first period and then deleted his account after the game. I am the future of WFAN, not him.
Loogie!
Care to respond to that comment?
I feel bad for the future of WFAN.
All right. Well, can I ask some questions as the judge?
Wow.
I mean, yeah, again, I just want to alert Ranger fans. I think it's really silly that Lugauer is trying to do a court bit after elimination. And then I'm here from you to actually do real sports
I need to check it on Evan for a second.
Yeah.
I don't do Twitter, so
Yes.
it is what it is.
Yes.
What did you do on Twitter?
What did I do on
regarding
social media?
this?
Well, I did one thing, and I mean this as a compliment to Shaun, and I hope, prosecution, I'm not showing any kind of bias here.
I will judge Loogie if he should recuse himself,
Yeah.
as some judges in this country should.
I'm just going to give you my thought. So I went to WWE in White Plains for my children.
Okay.
And much like every other parent that was at the Westchester County Center that night, they were there for their kids while checking in on the Rangers. Now, I had hoped to DVR the game. I knew that was completely out. So I was well aware of what was going on in said game. And once I got into the car, I was able to listen to the third period. And let me just say, so great to hear Sam Rosen. Okay?
Great to hear Sam.
Great to hear Sam Rosen. So I listened to the game. I then realized, all right, as a sports talk host, I'll catch up later on what I missed, but I knew the result. The first thing I did, not the second thing I did, because the second thing I did was check the Twitter account of Boomer Esiason. But the first thing I did was check the Twitter account of Shaun Morash.
Wow.
Because I care about what he says.
You hit that status with our show.
I appreciate that, man. Thank
That's
you.
genuinely how I feel.
That's fantastic.
And look, maybe a lot of people out there did the same thing. Maybe you didn't give a rat's ass what Shaun thought. I did. And what I noticed, and maybe I am, I guess, the instigator of this whole thing, is I noticed a deactivated social media account. So I
now,
did.
how do you know that it's deactivated?
Because it said, we can't find this person. Meanwhile, it found everybody else. Boomer's account was there. Sal's account was there. And guess what? I got what I was looking for from Sal Licata.
What do you give you, an island to take?
No, he was angry. I think he deleted those tweets for some reason. I'm not sure why, but he gave me the blood I was looking for.
He deleted tweets?
I think he did.
Did Hoffman come up with a hokey jury bid for him? Or no?
Stop getting upset.
Objection, deflection.
Yes.
He's deflecting.
Don't attack your own radio show's bits on a Monday, okay?
Just saying.
We played no sound effects. You should be happy about that.
I am happy. Thank God for that.
So I saw that there was a deactivation, and so I questioned on Twitter, because I didn't know for sure, did this man just deactivate or delete his Twitter account?
calling attention to it.
Calling attention to it. And so the question I want to ask is, you can confirm you did deactivate your Twitter account?
Yeah, it lasts 30 days. And it
bitch.
should be used as a protection against yourself.
May I ask?
Louie, let me ask you a
go ahead,
question
T.
real quickly.
Yes, sir.
Did you only respond? Because I listened to you on Saturday. Good job. Or Sunday. Good job.
Thank you.
Yesterday. I enjoyed it. I was in the car for 2 hours, but good job.
Appreciate it.
Did you respond and create your narrative on Shaun based on Evan's tweet?
I did not. Absolutely not.
It was independent of Evan's tweet.
It was independent of Evan's tweet. I was not even aware of Evan's tweet.
Okay. We can continue. Go ahead.
So I'm going to assume, let me ask prosecution a question. You knew he deactivated his Twitter account because you did the same thing I did, which is you checked in on what the Ranger fan is saying after said loss. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. By the way, all compliments to Shaun. This is really important as a judge. How drunk were you?
Obliterated.
You were obliterated.
Again, I tell you, this was not like a normal Ranger game that I watched. My buddy Tommy, congrats, got married. I was a groomsman.
You were obliterated.
Day wedding,
Okay.
7 a.m. was my first truly seltzer.
So you were watching this game while obliterated. Your words, not mine. When your daughter made those wonderful comments to you about they'll be opening night next year,
Drunk
you
in
were
tears.
obliterated as this was happening.
That's why he was crying. Now it makes
I
sense.
kept going all day. First of all, you're not going to put it into third gear and slow down once the Rangers appear at night. I just kept going all day. Now, I chilled on shots and stuff, so I knew what was going on in the game, but I was in a spot where I was loosey-goosey, and I really like what I do. So rather than to whatever the Fifth Islander fan, I basically call him an F-face. I said, you know what? I can't control myself on Twitter right now. Deactivate, that's all.
Sean, question for you. Would you say that during most Ranger games, specifically in the playoffs, you have people over your house, you party, you drink for most games?
Yeah.
Do you post after wins?
Yeah, but those days I don't start drinking at 8. I'm usually working
Yeah,
here.
but you're not at church before, so let's act like you're not drinking. You have a backyard and a pool, so you're hanging out, you're having a good time. You have to be there after wins, and you have to be there even more after losses.
Was I there after losses about an hour later?
No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You have to be there right away.
No, I
you
don't.
can't skip the podium. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you want to be the voice, you need to be there.
I don't care if I'm the
All right,
voice
then you
or
know
not.
what?
I'm not
That's
with you.
fine. Then don't deactivate the account. Don't deactivate the account.
It's called protection, and
Protection.
I knew that ultimately my best takes were going to come here on the air, and I didn't have to craft something and make the game about me like you did.
Sean, let me ask you a question. Could you have just given your phone to your wife?
Yes, that was going to be my next question. Why you have to go through the hoops of deactivating when you can simply put the phone down?
I don't think you're gonna go find a computer when your phone's not near you and try to remember your password because you probably haven't typed it in 5 years, and then do it on the computer because you can't find your phone. Why did you not just hand it over to your wife?
My wife was in the middle of putting Tom and Ann's story for theirs newborn down into a little bit of a sleep pattern because we had a newborn at the house. It was quite the frolicking situation. So my wife was dealing with real life stuff.
Great time to be hammered, Sean.
I know.
Well, again, I'm not going to.
You were of no help at all.
No, exactly. I'm an adult on my time off, and I'm 36, 37 years old. It was a Saturday. I got pounded with drinks, and I numbed the pain away, and I protected myself instead of saying something stupid.
What
That's
are you
all.
afraid that you would have said? Like in your mind, without actually saying it, because we don't want you to get fired. What were you afraid of saying to people?
There are a few of the same common characters who have appeared in my timeline, and I'm bad at this. I am bad at ignoring looking at social media, and I would have called people filthy pieces of this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, wow.
I was in that kind of angry and emotional state. So rather than do that, I deactivated.
But why are they there? They're there because of your attitude. They're there because you're cocky,
Because
you're
I'm
brash.
confident, and I was confident, I believed, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize for once
Oh, you don't have to
believing.
apologize. But you kick other people when they're down,
No, I
and
don't.
then when they come to finish their story,
No, I
if
don't.
Roman Reigns didn't no-showed WrestleMania,
No, I
Cody's
don't.
got to go over. The babyface has to win. If you want to be the heel, if you want to be a big tough
Listen,
guy
I
and a big
know-
shot, you can't run and hide from 10 guys that have 50 different accounts that stare pictures of feet all night. Don't worry about it. That are just, Twitter haters.
listen.
Relax.
The Ranger fans a good, loyal fan base. They want, for the last day that we're going to talk about probably till next April, they want a good Ranger talk today. You took that time to make it about yourself. You made 1, 2, 3, 4 tweets. I don't know, man. When the Knicks got eliminated, I didn't make my tweets. I'm the future FAN, not this guy in Disney.
Did that bother you?
I just
Future WFAN line bother you?
It
Did that
wasn't
stick with you a little bit?
It didn't bother me, but I felt bad for Lugauer, and I think as the producer of the show, I felt embarrassed for our show that he took that tack.
Wow.
So, and honestly, I would too. Like, we should be above cheap gimmicks like that, and we weren't. So it's just I feel
before you
sad for
make
us.
your determination, let's also not forget that opening day. Where were you?
You're turning this on me?
I'm just asking.
I showed up a little bit late, but I was here.
Where were you?
I was at a Met game.
Who was sitting in your seat?
Tommy Lugauer.
And what was Tommy doing when he was
Backstabbing me.
Do we have a pattern going on?
Objection, objection, objection.
Objection sustained.
Irrelevance.
By the way, I want to read a few more of those tweets before we make a decision. Tommy Lugauer, quote, the final 1994 parallels complete. Morash didn't have Twitter in 1994. Morash doesn't have Twitter in 2024.
Oh, that's clever.
You bitch.
Good one.
Another tweet from Tommy. I talk dudes and dogs because I am one. Morash, like his midsection, is soft. Only damage he does is to the chair he sits on. Would you like to respond to that, Shaun?
I mean, okay, cool. Cheap fat joke. Dress like a 9-year-old more.
All right, we will talk amongst ourselves now. I thought they both did a really good job presenting themselves.
I did too.
I thought Loogie, as the prosecution, did a great job of laying it out, explaining it to all of us. And I got to tell you, the whole drunk thing kind of moved me a little bit.
It does, because the last thing I would ever do was want to have a conversation while you're hammered.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come on and talk about the Giants after you had a bottle of wine or two? Probably not. Especially if it was a bad loss.
100%. Like, it shows me how weak-minded Shaun is, that he couldn't put his phone away.
I don't deny that.
Excuse me, we're talking now.
Oh, my
Mike's
bad.
off.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. I forgot what I was going to say.
I interrupted us. No, I was going to say, like, that drunk thing got to me. That was like a really good, strong defense.
But at the same time, I also feel like
Yeah.
one Thomas Lugauer is positioning for advantage.
Yeah.
Because he's done that. He has a history of this.
Oh, so you think that he is shown?
You were out.
Yeah.
You went to opening day.
I did.
National pastime. It's a family thing. You've done it with your dad for ages.
That's right. And I made it back in time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, you missed half of the show. Not even half the show.
Big deal.
He tried to take your job.
That's right.
Now he's trying to take Shaun's job. Is there an ulterior motive here for Tommy
Interesting.
Lugauer?
So maybe he's got an ulterior motive.
Maybe he does.
Yeah. Look, the way I look at this, whose side is he on? I try to look above that and say he's prosecuting the case for the people.
Yes.
And the people, like myself, wanted to hear from Shaun in Twitter form on Saturday night, and we didn't get it.
That is a great point.
But you did get it.
We got it much later. I was sleeping.
It was too late.
Yeah, it was too
See,
late.
he did return. Keep your mic off. Why do you keep chiming in?
I mean, you got 5 tweets between midnight and 3 a.m. You got your blood.
Okay. Nobody was awake at midnight wanting to scream at Shaun on Twitter.
Right.
So,
Oh, you want to bet?
I'm kind of divided here
Yeah.
because I feel for Shaun. In the moment, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
But I also know that Loogie is being the voice of the people.
He's being the voice of the people, even if he has ulterior motives to stab him in the back.
Stop talking, Shaun.
Yeah.
He's being the voice of the person who wanted to hate on Shaun.
Yeah.
And Shaun deserved that.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Why did I deserve it?
Hey!
Objection.
And he neglected giving them the opportunity.
Yes.
That is a crime against sportsmen.
Wow. Now, by the way, Shaun, Loogie, the reason why you guys aren't talking is we are giving you a trial in which people can hear the deliberations.
Yes.
You're not a part of the deliberations.
Is there anybody in the people going to speak for, I don't want to hear cheap gimmicks that Lugauer's created?
You already spoke.
You're done.
You presented.
Listen, you
Both of
lost that argument. We all love the cheap gimmick. So that was you were going to lose that one going in. I would have told you don't use that as an argument. I'm sure there are listeners that may agree with you, but we don't agree with you. All right, Tiki.
I think Shaun is guilty.
Wow. I think I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's present it to the audience now.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the state of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and the state of Florida, Shaun Morash is guilty on all 34 counts of crimes against Sports-Manity. We will be deciding your fate. What is that called again?
Sentencing.
We will be sentencing you on, let me just pick a random date. How about my birthday? July 11th.
Kiss my fat ass!
2024. So your sentencing will be on my birthday, July 11, 2024. Only reason I picked that date.
This is the most perfect ending to this because I didn't want to do this bit. You just picked the day I'm on vacation. So perfect. Your sister's ass!
That's okay. Whatever we decide, you still have to live with.
No, that's fine. I just want to let the audience know, too, whatever they come up with, I'm not going to do. So,
Excuse me?
that's right. You heard it.
No, you're going to do it.
No, I'm not.
Don't make me get Hurley and the architect involved.
Go ahead. Get the architect
Don't
and
make
Hurley
me
involved.
fly Spike from Philadelphia because he'll get involved too just because he wants to.
All right, hey, listen. Fly Spike back all you want. I'm out. Let's go. Let's talk some puck.
I dress like the Stanley Cup, and I was accused of Tiki of thinking about myself and backstabbing everybody. Everything I do and everything I tweet out is for this show and for the audience. Just remember that. And this guy doesn't want to get his punishment. Just remember that. Put a little pin in it.
I'm here for the people.
All right, we'll talk about.
Look, you won.
Yeah, you won. Congratulations. Despite being a backstabbing, you know what? You still won. Congratulations.
I think we all won in this spot.
Let's get to some of your phone calls, including Elias from Stanford would like to weigh in. What's up, Elias?
Hey, guys. How are you? Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend.
Oh, it was good.
I didn't have a great weekend. On that note from Evan, that you're having your birthday on July 11th, I'm going to be having a baby girl on July 27th.
Wow. Congratulations.
This is my second kid, and I'm very, very enthusiastic of that. We already had one two years ago, a baby boy, and we'll be having a baby girl.
So you're done.
July.
You're good. You guys are
I'm good, man. You listen, at 50, Tiki, I don't know if you have kids or not. Yes, you have kids. Listen, I'm not saying you need to have another one, but hey, if you have time,
Elias,
you only live one time.
I have 6 of them.
I think he's good.
And
God bless
I have
you,
actually
friend. God
talked
bless
about
you.
having a 7th.
Are you kidding me?
But I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
Listen, you know what? Listen, in today's world, if you feel very happy in your lifetime with your wife and family,
Right.
you have to do what's best.
Exactly.
And that's how I look at it. And yourself, too, Evan. You have
Thank
to
you.
do what's
Congratulations to you. It's
man.
an awesome
Congrats, Elias.
experience.
best. Thank you. I haven't been listening to the show today because I had some personal matters to deal with. But on the Rangers side, and I will leave this, I also have a Met question for you, Evan. The Rangers, listen, I've heard some stuff today that they wanted to trade or some rumors. What they need to do is basically this. Keep the three gentlemen, Mika, Panarin, the main guys, and bring up some guys that are going to give us some grit. I'm not talking about 1994. I know you guys or someone talked about 1994. This was not a 1994 team. This was not even close. Yes, they did a lot of great things. They need to get some guys that want to play within this. I'm giving Laviolette 3 years. He signed 3 years.
3 years.
He needs to get a system.
Think about how rare we see hockey coaches get 3 full years. Well, congratulations on the kid coming. We appreciate the call. Be interesting to see how they attack this offseason. Let's go to Frankie and Dix Hills. What's up, Frankie?
What's going on, guys?
Yo, what's up, man?
Nothing much. I just want to touch on, I'm happy Shaun's guilty because the guy loves to rip on every other fan base. And then finally he makes all these guarantees, got all the comparisons to 94, and his team goes down, and then he can't take the heat.
No.
So I would like to declare a new nickname.
Yes.
And that is Shawnee Broad Morash. Have a good day.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much for the call.
Where did this perception come that I just do this to every team when they're eliminated? Where did that happen? Because that hasn't happened once since I started here.
In fairness, since you've started here, we have a very small sample size. The Yankees did not make the playoffs. The Giants did not make the playoffs.
Correct.
The Nets did not make the playoffs.
Correct.
This is actually our maiden voyage of seeing Shaun Morash after his team gets eliminated. And so this is our only example, because no offense, while I have great respect for your radio career, and you did a lot of good with DA, we don't count that. So
no, that's fine.
You regularly talk about any New York sports.
That's what I meant, T.
Yeah.
Because when Shaun was at National, as was I.
Yes.
Guess who wasn't good when we were National?
The New York teams. That's for damn sure.
Right.
Actually, we talked more Brooklyn Nets there than you guys did here, but that's another story.
I'm sure.
Actually, fact.
So understand that this is the reputation you've now created in your first postseason exit. To borrow a quote from the prosecution, you skipped the podium.
I'm going to say this also because that caller really just ticked me off about something.
Oh, did he?
And I've heard and seen a lot of this. I don't care if you call it cocky and arrogance. If you think that that's how I am with every one of my teams in every other season, that's fine. I don't think it's a horrible thing to be positive when a team gives you a reason to be positive, and that is what the Rangers did this year. So if that bothered people, fine. I'll just be a miserable SOB the rest of the time.
No, don't.
And that's it.
We like you positive.
Well, that's it. You know, apparently not allowed to be positive because then you're arrogant.
By the way, I'm all for the arrogance, and I like that Shaun's like that. My thing is, though, you need to get your comeuppance, because when you're arrogant, everybody wants to see that person get that, and when you run and hide, you don't dictate the terms. You can't have it both ways.
Tommy. What? I'm here at 2 o'clock, the first show we've done since the Ranger elimination. I'm here to get my comeuppance.
No.
You didn't need it at 11:03.
Yes, you do, because it's at its hottest.
Cells in.
No, it's at its hottest at that point.
Can I bring you back to something?
Sure.
And this is not my proudest moment. I'm sure it's still on the internet. It exists. If Loogie wants to find it, you have every right to find this. You want to talk about getting your comeuppance? Let me take you back to Game 7 Nets-Bucks, because I'm the net guy, right? That's who I am. I'm excited. I'm giddy. I walked to that arena in a comatose form, and I said to my wife, there's something I need to do. It's the first words I said to her, and she said, what? And I said, I need to give the people what they want. Right. And so I turned my phone on and recorded a podcast. Now, I'll admit, the podcast was very brief. In fact, Loogie, can you find it? I think you should look for it. We're not going to play the whole thing, but you will hear a broken man. You will hear a damaged man. When I came on the air Monday, by the way, very similar situation, Saturday night for the Knick game, Saturday night for the Ranger game, I was still broken, but it was a different kind of broken.
You were more thoughtful broken.
Yeah, I had 36 hours of brokenness.
And less inebriated.
And I was drunk, yeah. Well, I was not drunk because I had sobered up and I drove home. So I was not drunk at that time, I admit that. I had sobered up, but I was devastated. And I gave it. It exists. In fact, I don't think it's ever been heard on the airwaves of WFAN. So we'll try to find it and give you 30 seconds of it. And then, Shaun, you can channel that for when, I'm trying to think of the next devastating example. I'd say the Yankees, but I don't know. I think the Yankees may win it all.
No, they got no shot.
Excuse me?
Look, I love the Yankees. Yesterday was just another reminder. Every single moment they're having is what the Rangers had. They're dead.
What?
They're not going to
So
win.
The Rangers are making you quit on the Yankees?
I'm not quitting on the Yankees. No. I want to make one thing clear. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not quitting. I'm understanding now just to enjoy the June and July moments more because inevitably the Yankees are just going to break our hearts because we're not allowed to win around here
Why
anymore.
do you think that?
Time out. Before you answer that, we will take a very, very quick break.
Okay.
We will come right back, and we will find out if this is true. Has the New York Rangers completely broken Shaun Morash? Plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019.